So I want to talk about this also because I also have mentioned that they clone people because I was a clone. They say that if the clones come in contact with each other, one has to drop. So one will be deceased on the spot, which I'm sure it would be the clone because you are not the real thing. However, I'm sure a lot of y'all have seen the movie X-Men. So let's talk about Wolverine for a second. Wolverine was a Spanish man who was Hispanic and he had needles injected into him. That is how he grew claws. What they injected inside of him through those needles, it was liquid, and the liquid was silver, were gray, and it made his claws come out silver. The people who injected it into him was literally the government. It was Sniper, which was a white man, still a white man, injecting, poisoning a person of color. Basically, what Uncle Sam likes to do is he likes to give you all these shots, like to put you through all these tests to see who is going to survive. Basically, like X-Men, you see how all those mutants basically were working for the government and they were trying to catch other mutants and special children. That's exactly how it is in real life. You do know that our yearbooks, the Jostens, the people who take our yearbook pictures, they were found in the Epstein's files. So the minute that you hit pre-K, they already know who you are. So it was already premeditated that Uncle Sam wanted me to join his camp anyway. That also plays a part in how my treatment also was premeditated as well. Because again, it's about the souls that they have already studied and followed. It also is how they learn a lot of people triggers. They try to study your birth chart, see what you're missing, see if you have this, see if you have a messed up love life. They see if you have an absent father because they know that certain patterns result in a certain outcome. And when they notice that you are given a different outcome, so when you are placed in an environment like me, I was kidnapped at birth, I was abused, I was trafficked, I was robbed, I got placed with Uncle Sam and still had to go through a few more things. So when you go through all that, the pattern that they have studied usually comes out with the person being crazy. They be homeless, they're reckless, they don't have anything, they're not level-headed, they don't tell their stories. So I came out the complete opposite. So that is one of the ones that they want to keep. Oh, we want that one. We want that one to work for us. We want that one to stand by us because that was their whole goal. See who could survive all this, see who could be the strongest mutant for us. Let's talk about the movie Hancock for a second with Will Smith. You know how Hancock always knew that he was gifted and he was by himself most of the movie. When he came into contact with other people, what did they do? Act like he was the beast, act like he was a monster because he was living out loud. Now, when he come into contact with the white woman, what was she doing? She was living a lie. She was hiding her powers. She was married to another white man with a white child, living a white lie. Now, the black and the white represents the yin and the yang, which also represents that when they collide, how powerful you are and how magnetic you are to where it cannot be hidden. So what did they have to do at the end? Hancock had to go away so that the white lie could continue on. So the black people are living out loud with their truth and living in their power. And when they come across people who don't do that, they get called the beast. They get called the monster. Oh, we don't live with our powers out loud. So if we see somebody special, we got to make them look like they need to be studied and locked up in a cage somewhere. Most of those people also are demonic or, like I said, living a life full of lies. And in the movie Hancock, it shows you exactly who was living the life full of lies. The white people. And was making a black person who knew his gift, who knew his power, who lived with it, was making him look like the bad guy. And then tried to take both of them out because you know what the overall goal was? They wanted their power, the souls.